What's up everyone, I'm Sinistry and today we are here to discuss SplatNet 3, Nintendo's Splatoon 3 app content. There are tons of features within this app, so if you haven't downloaded it, I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why you might want to reconsider. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like Splatoon 3 content. I'm going to be posting lots more, but for now, let's jump in and discuss what SplatNet 3 even is. First of all, SplatNet 3 is not a standalone app. It is part of the Nintendo Switch Online app that you can get for your phone or tablet. This app is separate from the Nintendo Switch Online service that you need to play like online games from your Switch, so don't get them confused. SplatNet 3 holds a lot of features for Splatoon 3, so we're going to take a look at a few of the features that I think are the most valuable for Splatoon 3 players. First of all, we have the SplatNet Shop. Now this shop has tons of different gear. It has headgear and shirts and shoes that you can buy for your character within Splatoon 3. These items rotate out, so there's always fresh inventory. There's usually like a daily drop, and then there are pieces that rotate out throughout the day. This is a great feature, especially if you're pretty new to Splatoon 3 or if you're just starting out and you're at a low level. This is because the SplatNet shop actually has a lot of gear with more ability slots or even abilities that maybe you haven't unlocked on a piece of clothing yet. So if you need a particular ability in order to be really good with your weapon of choice, this is a great shop to keep an eye on. And let's say that you find an item that you would like to purchase. What you do is you click on the item and then you click the order button. Now the order button does not immediately charge your Splatoon 3 account, so you don't need to worry if you're like, I don't know how much money I have in there. You can go and check it out before you purchase it in the game. Now where you'll want to go is to Merch, who sits outside of the lobby, and you go over and you talk to him and you say, hey, I sent an item to you, and then he will say, okay, do you want to buy it? And then you can decide if you want to buy it or not, and you can see how many points it's worth and how many points you have and whether or not you want to spend it. Now if you don't want to spend it, no harm, no foul. It'll just stay there until you order a new item. That's because every time that you order an item, it overrides the previous item, so just make sure that if you're looking to buy several items, you only order one at a time and then you go buy it and then you order the next one. But if you order the wrong item, you can always just order a different item that you actually wanted to buy. Honestly, this is my #1 reason to get SplatNet 3. I think you should definitely keep an eye on this shop, but if this isn't enough for you, let's talk about some of the other reasons. Second up is Freshest fits. This is the preset mechanic that allows you to quickly switch between weapons and loadouts between games. Basically, you can create a preset that has a weapon, all of your different gear, and even your specific motion control settings or stick control settings for that specific weapon. This is super helpful because let's say you're playing with like dualies, you'll probably want to play with different settings than you'd want to play with like a roller. So if you like to switch between a couple of different weapons on a pretty frequent basis, this is a great feature for you because all of your different presets immediately go into Splatoon 3. It just makes it so much easier and less stressful than having to search for the specific items that you need to select in between matches and then accidentally, forgetting something and then you just ruined a whole game. I've been there, I'm saying this from experience, it's super annoying, so make sure to take advantage of this presets option. The next awesome feature within the SplatNet 3 app is the schedule. We've all had times where we just did not want to play on a particular map or mode, and we log on to Splatoon just to see that that is the one featured. The schedule will help you avoid this issue by showing you the maps and modes that will be available for the next 24 hours in Turf War and Anarchy Battle. And it shows you Anarchy Battle, Series, and Open, so you don't have to worry if you just play one or the other. It also shows you the maps for Salmon Run, but Salmon Run updates less frequently, so it actually shows you a few days in advance. This is just such a nice feature. You don't have to worry about, logging onto Splatoon 3 and then seeing that your least favorite map is up for rotation and, oh, surprise, surprise, it just switched over, so you have 2 hours with this map. We've all been there and it really sucks, so at the very least, you can check out the schedule ahead of time. And if you have other stuff to do, you can go do it while you wait for the maps to switch over. Now the next feature that I want to talk about is actually 3 features under one kind of umbrella, and that is the stat pages. So these are the more like high-level overview kinds of stats. So we're looking at the history page, the weapons page, and the stages page. The history page shows you some quick stats along with your splash tag and your most recent loadout. In the history page, you actually have 3 subpages. So you start off on the summary subpage, but on the weapons subpage, you can actually see the different classes of weapons, and it'll show you how frequently you've used them. So it'll show like a percentage of a graph, as well as listing out all of the different classes and showing you how often you use them. The badges subpage is pretty simple. It'll show you any badges that you've collected throughout the game. I only have the DJ Octavio badge because I completed the tutorial for single player. The history page is the most broad overview. It's not super in-depth, but it's still nice to have. Now, on the other hand, the weapons main page, not the subpage within history, but it is its own page as well. This one shows you a lot more information. Specifically, it'll show you the different weapons that you own, the weapons that you don't own, and at a glance, it'll show you the wins you have with each weapon. If you click on a weapon, it'll again show you the wins that you have, but it also shows you your freshness meter and how close you are to upgrading your freshness, as well as the amount of turf you've inked with that weapon. This is obviously very helpful if you're trying to decide between using multiple different weapons. You might be able to kind of see statistically which ones you do better with. The stages page is very similar, except instead of showing you, all of these weapon stats, you actually can see the percentage that you have won on specific stages. But let's say that you haven't played on every stage, it'll also show you the stages that you have yet to play on, so you can kind of be aware of those ones if you want to maybe go practice on them, or if you just end up encountering them. But if you click on an individual stage, it will break down every ranked mode's percentage of wins, but for some reason it doesn't show turf. I don't know why, but it only shows the ranked modes. I assume this is because they think this will be used for more competitive play, where ranked modes are more serious, so I guess this could be a good use case for competitive players. But even if you're not a complete competitive player, this is still just a nice way for you to learn which stages you maybe need to practice on a little bit more, or you might want to do some recon on. Because in some stages, it's totally possible you could completely miss a part of the stage because they are just really large and have lots of different aspects. Now, another great page that has so much information on it is the battles page. On the battles page, at the top of the page, you will see your total wins and losses. Initially, it's going to put you on the page that combines Turf War, Anarchy Battle, and probably Private Battle, though I haven't played any private battles. But you can actually swap out and you can go to a specific page for each of those different categories of modes. You can also see your average splats given and received and the number of specials that you have used within a particular time frame. As you scroll down the page, you will actually see all of your recent matches in descending chronological order, so starting with your most recent match. If you click on an individual match, you will actually see all of the players, all of their stats, your own stats, your loadout, your medals, all of these different interesting aspects that could help you to learn how you play the game. Honestly, as you can imagine, the battles page is packed full of information. It is so helpful if you are learning the game and trying to figure out how you tend to play. Not only that, but it's also very eye-catching and very shareable. So you could quickly take a screenshot and then crop it down and put it up on Twitter, and you can show off, like, look at how awesome I was in this match. It's really just a nice kind of core place to have all of that information at your fingertips. Similarly, the Salmon Run page is almost exactly like the battles page. You can view your stats, you can see this month's gear and the amount of scales you have, as well as your recent jobs. And you can even see which jobs you have battled Kohozuna in, because it will show you at a quick glance without even having to click on the job. But if you click on a job, you will see similar information to the battles. You'll see all of your team's stats, and you'll actually see all of the bosses that you battled against and which ones you specifically defeated. This is really useful information to have in case you're trying to learn which bosses you might need to practice against and which ones you might need to keep an eye out on. But overall, it's just another piece of great information to have about Salmon Run. Now, in conclusion, SplatNet 3 just has so much information for both new and returning Splatoon players. So whether you're a seasoned veteran and you're looking to go the competitive route, or whether you are a new player just trying to grasp what is even happening, there will be something for for you within this app. There are also many more features within SplatNet 3 that I personally didn't find quite as useful, but let me know if there was anything I missed that you found to be very useful. And let me know if you download this app. I'm really curious to see how many people actually have it. I do. I have been using it and I think it is so useful and just fun to look at. But anyway, make sure to like and subscribe for more Splatoon 3 content. There will be more coming out over the coming weeks. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.